Hitting the entrance to the pit road wall is one of the scariest things in motorsports. We've seen it in a lot of other categories like Indycar, but in NASCAR it is a rarity. We've seen close calls like Kurt Busch at Homestead, and Jeb Burton at Pocono, who narrowly missed the pit road entrance. It's safe to say that going full speed straight into the pit road wall could produce some of the scariest moments in motorsports. So I've put together 10 of NASCAR's scariest pit wall entry crashes in history.
Now, also during this caution period, look what happened to Mark Martin.
He was running in 10th place, and it looks like he headed into the pits, Bob.
Yeah.
And then the pits were closed. Is that right, Bill Weber?
So we'll start off with one that could have went a lot worse. During the 1998 Goody's Headache Powder 500 at Martinsville, Mark Martin thought about coming to pit road, but decided against it at the last possible second. He was way too committed to entering pit road to try and abort. As a result, Mark had a really long day, finishing 29th, 5 laps down. This race would be Bobby Hamilton's third of 4 career victories.
And it came out, I've got to believe, before. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Hit the pit entry. Who was it there? It
Brandon
looks like
Jones.
19. Did he take the white flag?
During an overtime restart at the 2022 Spring Xfinity race at Auto Club, Brandon Jones had a spectacular collision with the sand barrels. Jones turned hard to the left to avoid cars tangling in front of him and headed towards the pit road entrance. You could see him mashing the throttle to avoid the barrels, but it was just too late. Luckily, he hit the non-driver side of the car. This wreck resulted in a lengthy red flag cleanup, in which Cole Custer would find victory lane. In December of 2021, during a next-gen test at Charlotte, Tyler Reddick had an equally as spectacular collision with the sand barrels. He lost control of his car on the exit of Turn 4 and just couldn't avoid the wall. Before the next-gen car officially hit the track in 2022, Tyler Reddick had gained a reputation for spinning and wrecking the next-gen cars in various test sessions. Him and his RCR teammate Austin Dillon must have easily combined for half a dozen incidents.
Turn 4, Gregson is in the third spot.
Trouble in turn 2. A car goes around. It looks like it's Ronnie Bassett Jr. He slams the wall, and the yellow flag is out again here at Bristol.
And that happened right in front of race leader Kyle Busch. When we get the benefit of the replay, Rob, we're going to see that Busch missed that by just a nanosecond here.
Although Ronnie Bassett Jr. avoided a significant hit to the pit road entry in this instance, it goes on this list for another reason. The scary part was the fact that he lost his left rear tire in the middle of the corner, sending it bouncing everywhere. This all happened in front of race leader Kyle Busch, who was able to avoid both the spinning car and the bouncing tire. Luckily, Ronnie's car slowed down enough to where he just barely kissed the barrels.
But I think Austin Hill, Kyle Busch, and them have another set of tires.
What happened here?
Wow.
Nope, missed it.
Oh my goodness.
And that is a mess.
But thank goodness for the barrels, though, because look how much damage that truck would have had he hit the end of that concrete wall.
That was when most likely your crew chief called you to pit road really late.
This may be one of the more embarrassing clips in this video. Under caution, Sheldon Creed made a late decision to come down pit road. It really looks like he was trying to hit the sand barrels. Although he was still probably running 50 miles per hour and came to an immediate stop, his truck wasn't too damaged and he was able to continue in the race.
Yeah, the update is he's happy with the car, as you can tell, guys. Pretty quiet over the radio, nothing to report. Wampa crash on the track.
Oh, heavy contact cars crashing. There's Hornish. One car in flames. Heavy contact of 43 involved. Blaney involved. David Gilliland is heavy. The whole front of that car sheared away. There's David Gilliland. The good news is the window net is down, and he is pulling the visor up.
One lap after a late race restart at Watkins Glen in 2008, A big one broke out in the final turn. Sam Hornish Jr. appeared to be tagged from behind to get turned driver's side into the sand barrels. This wreck was the 4th caution of the day and brought out the red flag for repairs.
That was a lot of really hard hits right there.
Right to the middle.
Spinner on the backstretch.
Oh, good. We got a good on there again.
Coming out to turn 4.
Pretty hard hit down here on the turn 4.
John Jackson, the 72 truck.
He hit the end of that pit wall, man. That was big.
John Jackson may have had one of the hardest hits we've seen on this video yet. Once again, like Sheldon Creed's crash, this was a truck race at Homestead. But he lost control of his truck out of turn 4 and just couldn't avoid the wall. The Scottish driver was 46 years old at the time of this wreck, and most recently raced in NASCAR in the 2020 Xfinity Series at the age of 56.
Barrels on the entrance of pit road, much like you pointed out, Jeff, so difficult. Jeffrey Earnhardt was trying to get slowed down. He had to get on the asphalt too soon, lost grip, spun around and backed into those barrels.
Dover is one of the trickiest pit roads to get onto in NASCAR, and Jeffrey Earnhardt would probably agree. He lost control of his car during the first round of pit stops in the fall 2017 Cup race at the track. The combination of the steep track, slick entrance, narrow pit road, and the angle to get onto it makes it one of the most difficult entries in NASCAR.
The stripe and completing lap 52 and a crash. Oh, a terrible crash. Up in turn number 4 as one car impacted the pit wall.
Now, this one is still difficult to watch. In the 1988 ARCA race at Atlanta, Don Marmer had a violent collision with the entrance to pit wall, which sent his car flying into the air. Not to get into too much detail with the wreck, but the man was assumed to be dead. Dr. Jerry Punch rushed over to the scene of the wreck and saved Don's life. This wreck definitely deserves a standalone video on the main channel someday for the narrow escape of Don and the heroic effort of Dr. Jerry Punch.
Wide for a moment.
Custer can't get there in the 00. Sideways, Custer goes around. Here comes the checkered flag for Scott Heckert as Custer hits the barrier entering pit road. First career victory for Scott Heckert in that 34 car.
While running second on the last lap of the 2014 K&N race at Watkins Glen, Cole Custer just tried too hard and spun himself around on the last corner of the race. Scott Heckert took the checkered flag, while Custer wouldn't even make it to the finish line. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you got any ideas for any videos that you want to see, or maybe some clips I left out of this video, let me know down in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.